Well, this video got here a little quicker than you probably expected. There's already 10,000 miles, just under 10,000 miles on my Tesla Model Y. I drive a lot for work, so unfortunately it puts a lot of miles on the car, but then fortunately for YouTube, we get to see the wear and tear on the car and how it performs over time. So it works out in that sense. I'm gonna break this video down into a couple segments here. If you go down into the description of the video, you'll be able to see those. Driving dynamics, interior, wear and tear, any imperfections in the car. Go down to the description if you don't wanna watch the whole video, and you can take a look at that. I'd also check out my previous video with some of the accessories that I put in the car. I'll link it right at the top of your screen in the card. Yeah, so let's start with the exterior while the car is parked. It's a little dirty right now, but I left it that way on purpose, just to show you a couple things. So first, I got paint protection film put on the car by Dynamic Tint. Go down in the description of the video so you can check that out. Paint protection film covers front bumper, headlights, quarter panels, or these rocker, I don't know. And then it covers the mirrors right here, you can see the line. And then we also got the windshield tinted with, I think, 70% is what it is, ceramic tint. 35% on the front, which is the legal limit in Arizona, 20% in the back, and on this window here. A lot of people ask if I got this window tinted. I did not. I left it as is from the factory because it actually comes with UV protection and heat rejection from the factory, I think 97%. Some people have done testing to see if they add another layer of ceramic tint, just like I did on the windows, if that helps. And from what I'm reading, it seems like it really doesn't. You can also get sunshades for this, so that can help. But for the most, so I've left it as is. Now, the only thing I regret doing is tinting this at 20% as well. I think I should have left it at 35 because, again, these windows already have tempered glass, so there's no heat rejection. It's just for looks. So it's already dark to a certain point, and then adding 20 makes it actually darker than 20. It's kind of tough to see out of this rear window in the day, so I might actually get that redone. The color of the car is called Pearl White Multi-Coat. That is the only color option you can get on the car that is not an additional cost. That works out for me because I think the color is beautiful. It actually has like a little flake to it, so I really like that. But it's also just the easiest to keep clean, and for me, this being a daily driver, again, already, you know, after a few months, I already have 10,000 miles on it. I just wanted it to look clean as long as possible. I usually wash my cars once a week. I'm gonna show you a couple things here in a second, but you can see here just like bird poop, and then you can see all the bugs just along the front here. I also went with the 20-inch induction wheels. This is a $2,000 option in the United States. For me, well worth it. I just think the look is amazing. I'm sure the 19 inches ride a little bit better. I'm sure they're slightly more efficient just because it's a smaller wheel, less weight. But again, for me, I wanted to get the upgraded wheels and making videos on it. I'm sure people were gonna be interested, and I just love the look of the car. I mean, it really sets it off. And the other nice thing is with the 19-inch wheels, if you wanted to, you know, save yourself $2,000 on your build, the 19-inch wheels have a rim behind them. So you can get that powder-coated black or just leave it as is and get the wheel finishing set. But for me, I just love the way these 20-inch induction wheels look, and then having the contrast of the black trim all around the car. I just felt it looked really good. So as you can see here, the front bumper, again being totally flat, has bugs all across it. The nice thing about having paint protection film, and especially on a Tesla, is Tesla has like a soft, almost a gummy-like paint. So even these bees and things that have little stingers can go and get stuck in the paint, and the paint protection film actually keeps that from happening. And it's also self-healing, so if you've ever seen XPEL do any testing, you could take like a wire brush and scratch all along the hood, and then after it sits out in the heat, it actually heals itself. It's a pretty incredible material, and again, little things like bugs, over time that adds up to scuffing up your paint. Whereas maybe this has a 10-year warranty on it, so maybe at the 10-year mark or 5-year mark or whatever, I can replace it and my paint is totally safe. To remove the bugs off the front of the car, I use P&S Bug Off. The little sponge that I use, I've got this on detailedimage.com. So, I mean, it's just it's a pretty rough sponge. You can see I'm squeezing it. It's not really doing anything. But this is exactly what I'm using. Just wanted you guys to know that. If you're looking for high quality products to keep your Tesla clean, I highly recommend hydrosilics. So ever since I've been into cars, one of my favorite things to do is just keep the car absolutely clean. And I'm just having a lot of fun doing that with the Tesla and the M2. And Hydrosilics and I have officially partnered together. So if you use my code Gjeebs, like you see at the bottom of your screen, that saves you 30% off. So they're really generous in creating that discount for you, and it doesn't expire anytime that I know about. So if you need to buy some stuff now, come back later, you'll be able to use that code. This is their ceramic window cleaner that I've been using. They just launched this product and it's great, and it's on their site. And you can use their at-home products. Anything on the website, use the code Gjeebs, you get 30% off. I have a shipment coming in of all their stuff, and I'll be doing a lot of giveaways with their stuff. So I'm really excited about that partnership. They make nice products. I've tested them. A lot of you guys, in fact 281 of you, went and used the code to get the free ceramic wipes. So we're just going to be building off of that, and because of the success of that, because of you guys using that code, which I really appreciate, we're going to be able to have a full partnership with them, always be testing their products, using them on the car. I'm very excited for that. But anyways, back to the Tesla. I'm going to get this thing all cleaned up so we can take some glam shots and do some driving, but it's time to get it cleaned up because it's filthy. Days since I originally started to shoot this video, but I wanted to take my time and cover everything properly. So now on to the interior. Well, obviously I have the white interior. It's a $1,000 upgrade, so that means you get this white stripping here. It's just a leather padded area, the white seats, and then this white piece of metal here. Now when I bought the car, I didn't know this was actually metal. I thought it was kind of softer material, but it is metal. The thing to know about the interior, if you've sat in a Tesla, you realize how comfortable these seats are. Extremely comfortable over long distances. The number one question I get is it hard to keep the white seats clean? I'm gonna make a video specific to that, so I'm gonna leave that for another video so I can show you what to use to clean them. But real quick, there are some dirt marks on them. My dog got in the car and ran all around, so yeah, he left some dirt marks in the car, but my opinion is $1,000 is pretty fair to get the white seats. It's very different from most other cars on the market. You know, you can get tan seats, red seats, but these are like pure white. It was even kind of shocking when we first got in the car. I just remember Jamie and I being like, these are white seats. White insert back here as well. Moreover is the back seat room. So I'm 6 feet tall, and you can see that like I have plenty of room back here. It's excellent. Like I look at all the room in front of my knees, 4 inches, probably 5 inches. There's plenty of room. Now I did do a road trip. I went to the Grand Canyon with a couple friends. So if you click on the card at the top of your screen there, you can check that video out. But with 4 adults, this is kind of a cramped seat because basically when you sit in the middle seat, for short distances around town, yeah, there's enough room here for everyone to be comfortable. It's not like jamming into the back of a Corolla or something. And especially with no drivetrain, this is totally flat. So you're able to sit your feet like right there or right like that. And you're gonna have plenty of room for around town. It's long distance trips. Like if you're taking a 6-hour trip, like the Grand Canyon was 4.5 hours or maybe 5 hours. So that was a little much. The person in the middle is kind of leaned forward like this most of the time, not very comfortable. 4 people, totally fine. Plus, the trunk is huge. So Also, another thing, side note, golf clubs fit perfectly diagonally without having to fold anything down. I think you can fit 2 sets without folding the seats down. And then you also have this area here that flips up. You'll also notice that I have these custom mats, the 3D mats. I'll have a link down in the description, and also I did a video with them. So I'll have a link to their website so you can check out pricing and everything. But they sent me these mats for me to do a video, and I was paid to do the video. And they seemed like a good company and whatever. They sent me the stuff. After using these mats and having them in the car, they are amazing. Like, I love these mats. I can't say enough about them. They fit perfectly in the car, and they're very easy to clean. So I'm constantly sliding boxes in and out of my car, putting things in the under storage compartment area, and they haven't shown any wear or tear, and they fit the car absolutely perfectly. As you can see up front here, there's even this little lip. It's like a perfect tray. And all of this dust, they're probably boogers actually. Pick my nose a lot in the car. So all of this sweeps up and the mats look like brand new again. It's not like I have to wipe them down with any special rubber cleaner, or at least yet I haven't. I can't say enough about them. Again, they'll be linked down in the description below because I think they're the best in the market. I've seen how others fit. It's not as good. This mat especially. Some people have asked, like, well, what about this? There's a storage compartment here, and it's about 4 or 5 inches deep. It's not, they're like, well, what if you want to use that? I don't know when you're actually going to use that. So stop complaining about things that you don't actually need to complain about, please. These mats are incredible. To fold the seats down, I'm sure you've seen this a million times. Hold that, and they fold down. So you have an insane amount of space in here. It's class leading over the GLC or the BMW X3 or whatever. It's crazy the amount of room you have. But again, I guess on my road trip, we went to Sedona, we did actually fold the seats down because we fit golf clubs and a cooler and everything in. But it's just such a usable interior. And then again, it's a Tesla, so it's fun, it's new, it's different. People get in, they ask you all these questions, and it's fast, they have the big screen up front. It's just a fun car to have and drive. The other thing that's great are the driver profiles. So you can see I have it on Ben here, but I click that, go to Jamie, and it adjusts the seat, it adjusts the follow length for driving. So she likes to follow a little further back. I like to follow a little closer up. That's why insurance is higher on male drivers, because we're risky, folks. Yeah, so the driver profiles are great, and you're able to, I think you can add like up to 4 drivers. So that's a really nice thing. And what's nice about it is, and the heated seat is on. See, that's crazy. So it remembered that when Jamie was last in the car, she had the heated seat on, so it left it. So it's very good like that. Gets the seat right back to where it needs to be. Now BMW has this, Mercedes has this. This is just a little more intuitive, a little more in depth as far as the memory goes. So very happy with that as well, especially having 2 drivers in the car. You click, you're right to your settings. Also, I know there's a ton that I can dig through in this infotainment screen. I'm going to make a video specific to that. I'm going to make a video specific to a lot of things on the car, so just subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning more in depth about different parts of the Model Y, because I will be doing that. But these are more general reviews of my experiences that I've had with the car. That's generally what I do. I made 161 videos on my old Focus ST. I plan on making well over 100 videos on the Model Y. So that's kind of my style. Yeah, I'm touching on things now. I'm going to get more into it in specific videos. So on to how the car drives. Now, obviously I know this isn't smart, but it's an empty parking lot. I mean, just look at how quick I can just zip around. Doesn't make any sound. And I just regen brake right down into the turn. I mean, it's just fun. It's quiet. I'm not bothering anyone. It's just fun to be able to, it's such a nimble car. I think it's a 4,400 pound car, but for it to feel this agile and how the throttle response is, it's really impressive. Where it doesn't feel light is when you go into the turns though. The Model Y drives extremely well. I've said this a million times. I would have never bought this car if it didn't drive well. The throttle response is basically, the only way it can be replicated in a normal car is if you're in, like, in my BMW M2, if I'm in Sport Plus mode, the throttle response feels about the same, but the motor doesn't react quite as quick because you have to wait for the turbo to spool up. You have to wait for different things to happen in the engine, not the, you know, full torque at 1 RPM like you get in an electric car. So that is excellent. And the batteries sitting low in the car, where all the weight of the car is, gives you precise handling. Engines, you know, can weigh 700-800 pounds. They're sitting above the axle of the wheel, so the car wants to roll. A surprisingly small amount of body roll for an SUV. And I actually like the softer suspension of the long range Y, which is what I have. The performance Y is not terrible, and obviously it has to have a stiffer suspension for it to be able to handle the extra power and be considered a performance model. You don't want to just give it more power. You have to do suspension, wheels, tires, all of that makes it the performance model, not just the power. I actually like rolling around in this thing because it's never rough. It's always a smooth, not spongy ride, but it's smooth. So I really enjoy that. So, and then the power, I mean, it just goes. I only have 117 miles left, so I guess I'm not running it full power, but still, it's so precise. And if I want to get the acceleration boost, which I haven't done yet, I don't know if I will or not, it can go even faster. So, I mean, really, with the acceleration boost, that takes you to 4.2 seconds. The 0 to 60 of a C6 Corvette is 4.1 seconds. And that is so fast. My friend's dad has one. It's so fast. And the fact that an SUV can do that, and really, if you line them up on the streets, the Model Y is going to win. It's just gets it right every single time. The conditions don't have to be perfect. So you're gonna win that race basically every time. I'm gonna go and put it in autopilot. Boost up the speed, and it'll keep right up with traffic in front of me. Yeah, so again, driving the car, very comfortable as I'm sitting here right now. I find a lot of my driving, I don't always put it in autopilot. Sometimes I'll just put it on the cruise control. It's adaptive cruise, so it will keep a certain distance from me and the other cars. It will slow down. Like right now I have it set to 65 miles an hour, but I'm going 62. Someone just got in my lane, so now I'm going 61. So it's constantly adjusting for me. To exit out of the autopilot, hit up on the shifter, and that cancels everything and puts you back in, I guess, manual mode. It's just very comfortable. It's very convenient. I don't have the acceleration boost, might get it. I don't have full self-driving. I don't think I'll ever get that. It's a very simple car to drive. It's easy to modulate the throttle and brake because it's single pedal driving. So if I let off the throttle a little bit, now I'm getting some regen. Now I'm back on the throttle, and I can just gauge exactly where I need to be. It's easier to do work in traffic. You're not on and off the brake. It's just a very nice, comfortable place to be. On top of that, having the great sound system, the comfortable seats. I mean, it's really hard to find the downsides. The downsides that people find, I guess, are the fit and finish problems, which is a problem. They'll fix it. It's just the car drives so well that I really don't care. I'll get it fixed eventually. And the other thing is, a lot of other cars do have panel gaps. They do have these problems from the factory. I just think they're a little bit better at fixing them. They don't just say, well, that's in spec. They'll do what it takes to get it fixed. You know, it's hit or miss on what service center you go to, what dealer you go to with a regular car. Everything's a variation depending on how the local business is run. But the car drives great. I have the 20-inch wheels. I was concerned that that was going to be a problem. It was going to ride rough. It doesn't. It rides nicely. People talk about cabin noise. I guess on the newer Model Ys, they've added double pane glass, so it is better. But I also never had a problem with it. I guess there's some tire noise or some wind noise, but again, normally you have an engine drowning that sound out. So I don't know, I just don't have an issue with it. My M2 is extremely loud, and you know, what can I say? I'm excited to take this thing to the canyons and just continue to find things to do. I looked at Unplugged Performance. They have some thicker anti-roll bars that I might actually get installed. I like the idea of that, maybe getting the car planted a little bit more. Maybe I'll drop the suspension. I don't know. I kind of like how the car sits. I like that it sits a little higher up from factory. I don't want to ever have to worry about scraping on a higher parking curb or something like that. So I just like that it has that clearance. One of the things it was dinged for in a Motor Week comparison, or maybe it was Motor Trend, was the fact that it doesn't have as much clearance as other SUVs in its segment. But again, what type of off-roading are you really doing in your Model Y? And if you are going to do that level of off-roading, you're probably going to upgrade the suspension anyways. So I think it's kind of a non-issue. I think it'll be okay with the clearance that it currently has. Right now I'm actually on my way to a hospital, and it's funny that it's like, yeah, this is work. It's going to take me about an hour and a half to complete this on a Saturday, but it's just fun driving this car. It's nice. I mean, I'm comfortable in here. I'll listen to some music. I'll floor it a couple times. It's just a nice place to be if you drive a lot for work, especially with the supercharger network. This is something that I would highly consider. Think about the oil changes. Think about transmission fluid. Think about spark plugs. All of these things can go bad over time, make your car run less efficiently if you're not changing them. Could lead to major engine failures or whatever. And on top of that, you're not polluting. I mean, I'm going to save 600 gallons of gas a year because I'm driving an electric vehicle. The other thing I want to do some research on, and you guys will have to help me out with some links or email me some links, but the argument of, and I think there's a fair argument, I just want to know, it's tough to get to the facts because everyone is so left, or everyone is so this way or that way on what the truth is. And what I'm talking about is you have to pollute to mine the lithium for these batteries. So yes, there's pollution in mining for that. And then there's pollution with coal with getting electricity. Yes, I understand there's pollution to still be able to power these cars, but I feel like the Teslas should have 70% of the original battery life after 500,000 miles. So these are lasting way, way longer than a normal car. So you should have to produce less of them over time because people are hanging on to them longer, and they're using the energy way, way more efficiently than if you had a gas engine. Plus the air quality in dense city areas, if you're driving all around the city. I know Phoenix, if you go out like to the Superstition Mountains and you're climbing up and you look back, you can see the smog or the pollution just hanging over the city. So it'd be nice in the future when most of the commuter cars are electric, that you're gonna have cleaner air. I think that's important. There's always going to be a place for gas-powered cars. There just is. I love driving my M2. Like if I'm doing a short trip on the weekend, sometimes even the trip I'm making right now, I'll take the M2. It's just a more visceral feeling. It's fun to shift. The exhaust has a sound to it. But at the same time, I thought at one point that I was not going to like having the windows down. I love driving with the windows down in my M2. You hear the exhaust. It's just, I don't know, it's part of the experience. But in this, I still enjoy driving with the windows down. Just hearing the car, hearing the little electric motors make the tiny whine and accelerate like crazy. It's still fun. You still get that fresh air experience. You still get, I guess, just the regular sounds that are happening outside as opposed to an exhaust. I guess what I'm trying to say is all of my worries about getting an electric vehicle or getting a Tesla coming into it have been just totally erased. It's been an amazing car to own, and I'm excited to continue to put miles on it, continue to bring you updates, do some upgrades, detail it, and then just meet some people from the Tesla community. I've had a lot of fun making the videos because they're getting more views. I'm heavily considering maybe in January leaving my job and doing YouTube full-time. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm not making enough on YouTube right now. I think 2 months ago I made $2,300 in a month. That's been my best month ever. But that's me doing this part-time, tired. I work 7 days a week at all crazy hours. I don't have the time and energy to put into this what I need to get more people to hit the subscribe button. I think a lot of people come back to my videos because I make them laugh, which this video has been more serious. I am considering that come January, February, we'll see. But I find myself pretty just kind of down and worn out with my current job. And I know that there's like this passion burning inside me to do YouTube. I have all these funny skits written up that I just don't have time to execute right now because I'm getting pulled to go to work at random hours of the day while getting no commissions. I like working for commissions because what you put into it is what you get out of it. I really enjoy helping people. And right now YouTube is that for me. I make YouTube videos, you make revenue from them. that motivates me. And any YouTuber that says anything, like the YouTubers that go out there and they're like, man, I just love making these videos. It's like, no, you couldn't make, like, YouTube could not be your living if you weren't making revenue from the videos or sponsorships. Like, that's just how it works. You couldn't just spend all your time, how are you gonna buy all the things you need to buy to make the channel happen without some stream of revenue? So the money's motivating, but it's also my passion. So I don't know, that's just something, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, we'll see. I think I need to give it a shot. There's no perfect time to do things like that. I've seen plenty of people take the jump and be successful. And I just saw Graham Stephen, this one YouTuber I watch, he made $1.9 million in the last 365 days. So I can't even imagine what someone like Danny Duncan or Stradman is making. It's gonna be absurd. We just went way off topic. We'll bring it back. And finally, the imperfections on the car. A lot of these I listed in the first video where I made everything wrong with my Model Y, but I haven't gone to Tesla yet to actually get these fixed. So here's one right here. Again, this came from the factory, small little nick that's all the way through the paint to the plastic. And you know, I don't know if I'll ever get that fixed. I might just touch it up myself or have them do it. Another thing, this kind of bothers me, is this gap is open here. You can see that that plastic is back. Now, a lot of people said just push it back in, but this is really rigid. So that all needs, I just want them to do it. I mean, I bought the car. It almost looks like this is bent here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe get the camera to focus, but yeah, so I just want them to make sure it doesn't need replaced. So that needs put back together. The doors, they're pretty good, but you can see right here, this should be smooth. I've seen other Model Ys where those sit a lot better. I've seen my exact spec several times in Phoenix, and I've just seen it line up a little bit better. So I'm gonna have them touch that up. And I've also noticed just some build quality things, like right here. See how it's just not, I don't know what this material is, but it's just not well finished. Like this could, what is this? You could just pick that off. I just don't know what it is. It just seems like it's kind of sloppily done. There's tape used right here. Like just white tape that blended in, and I didn't see this for a while. I don't know if the camera's even picking it up, but this is tape here. Yeah, now you can see it. So I don't know why tape was used there, but yeah, just cheap. Like why is there tape in the door sill of a $50,000 car? I don't have an answer for you. So those are things I'm gonna have addressed. I guess another thing on the interior here, there's a little gap right there. Annoying gap. But other than that, that's it. From the factory, there were some handprints in the headliner there. I got that all out. I just kind of did it on my own. I don't know, it's just, I drive so much, I'm so busy with work that it's tough to even take the car in. But those are some of the imperfections. Yeah, a little misalignment there. This one's a little better than the other side. So yeah, it's nothing major. Some people have asked about the seals in the windows. I have not had anything leak. A couple times my driver's side window, when I press the button to put it all the way down, it will stop. Or when I hit the button to put it up, it'll go up and then stop right here and go back down. I don't know why that happens. It randomly happens. But other than that, those are the only imperfections that I've had with the car. I've been very happy with it. Mechanically, it works great. To conclude the video, I love driving the Tesla. The Tesla community has been extremely supportive. And it's interesting because the Tesla people are not necessarily car people or the traditional car person. Like, I think it's pretty rare it's not like someone who loves Honda Civics and likes tuning them and dragging or whatever, autocross, then just drops all of that and goes to a Tesla. I think a lot of the Tesla community comes from the tech community and enjoys the cars for different reasons, but now has found a passion for driving because of how fun they found the Teslas can be to drive, instant throttle response, efficiency, all of the stuff that I previously mentioned. So it's really interesting interacting with everyone. I am going to have a meetup here hopefully soon. I think I'm going to do it on a Saturday, and I'll make a video specific to it, and I'll tweet it out. So follow me on Twitter if you want to. I'll tweet that out so you have all the directions and know how to get there. But yeah, I mean, I don't have many complaints for the car. It's been amazing. I'm going to continue to make videos on it. I should do well over 100 videos on this car, breaking down every little piece of it. Anything that goes wrong, I will cover, just like the video at the top of your screen. Thank you for your support in the videos. I have plenty more to come. Thank you for your patience, because I know I haven't put out as much as I initially was, but I just got really busy and I didn't want to half-ass videos. So, thank you for watching. If you're still with me, like it or don't. But you know, what the hell's the difference? And we'll see you in the next video.